Maruti Suzuki has been increasingly diversifying its product portfolio to appeal to a very wide set of customers. So as it increases its focus on SUVs, the company has now also launched its first ever premium MPV, the Invicto. Yes, the Invicto is essentially a rebadged version of the Toyota Innova HyCross, and dimensionally and in many other ways it has very strong similarities to that model. But on its own as well, this car is making some very big promises. You're watching HT Auto and we are in Jodhpur, where we are taking an exhaustive look at the all-new Maruti Suzuki Invicto. Now, in terms of overall visual aesthetics and the silhouette of the two vehicles, the Invicto and the Toyota Innova HyCross, there are a whole lot of similarities. In fact, these cars are essentially twins of each other. But the Invicto has some unique visual highlights of its own as well. Like, for example, the front grille that you see here. The twin bars here and the Suzuki logo clearly seems like this has been carried forward from the grille that we saw on the Grand Vitara. Even the light signature on the face is unique to the Invicto. You have the DRLs and the headlight units here, and blinking right below them are the turn indicators. From the side profile, the Invicto and the Innova HyCross look very similar because there is the same belt line, the character lines are similar. In fact, the wheel arches are also similar, but what is unique is the alloy wheel design. The tire size is 17-inch and the alloy design in itself makes the car look a little bit more premium. Now, from the rear profile too, the Invicto is identical to the Innova HyCross, except the light signature that you see here. The LED tail lights are unique to this vehicle, the design. The other highlights include the Invicto badging and the hybrid badging right here. Now, that's very important too because the Invicto is only offered with strong hybrid technology and there is no mild hybrid tech on this particular model. The other usual fare on the rear profile of the Invicto include the rear wiper and the brake light mounted right at the top. The powered tailgate opens to reveal 239 litres of boot space. Great for small luggage on short trips. But for even more space, the rear seats can be split folded to accommodate a house full of cargo. But in many ways, the most important strength, or rather the test of a premium MPV, is the space and the features on the inside. So come, let's take a look at how much space does this car offer. But we'll focus more on those two aspects in just a bit. This car also comes loaded with plenty of features. The Invicto is equipped with a 10-inch main infotainment screen, obviously gets support for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Additionally, it also supports Suzuki Connect with around 50 remote functions. There is an all-digital driver display. The unique highlight is also that this driver seat comes with memory function and can be electronically obviously adjusted. There is multi-zone climate control, so you have dedicated AC vents for each of the 3 rows. And because we are on the 3-row topic, the Invicto is offered in a 7-seat and an 8-seat layout. Plenty of storage spaces all around the car. For the front passenger and the driver, there is storage space on the center console. There is storage space under the armrest. There is storage space on the dashboard as well, and some space on the doors. Now, I really like the layout of the Invicto's dashboard. It's obviously similar to the Innova HyCross, but even on its own, the bronze element, the outline on the center console looks very, very premium. But premiumness also comes from the comfort, and the most comfortable place inside the Invicto is of course the middle row seats. In this particular model, it is a 7-seat layout, so you get 2 captain seats in the middle, and this is personally how I like the car to be, especially on long highway rides. So because you have 2 dedicated seats, you get an armrest for yourself, you get a tray in the middle which can be folded down. There is space for your cups and a small little tray where you would put a small tablet or something like that. Plenty of charging options here as well for the second row passengers. You get a hook behind the front seat for your shopping bags, and the windows are large as the are on cars such as this, you get a window shade as well for those hot summer days. And if it's not too hot, you can obviously open the mammoth panoramic sunroof above me. The one unique highlight about this sunroof is that it comes with its dedicated ambient lighting as well. Now, kids and adults who are relatively fit can get into the third row if they so choose to from here itself, a passage here. But for me, I'd rather use the tumble functionality that this offers. The third row is almost as good as any other row. It's easy enough to get inside this car on the third row, and once you do, it ensures that the second row passenger as well as the third row passenger is seated in relative comfort. Now, it's very important for me to point out specifically here that the rear seats, the third row seats, the back, can be reclined for additional comfort. Of course, you can do that on the second row seats as well. But unfortunately, and unlike the second row seats in the Innova HyCross, there is no dedicated footrest. So the second row seats do not offer ottoman functionality. Overall, the cabin of the Invicto cannot be faulted because it is indeed quite premium, and it does typically offer a whole lot of space for passengers in all three rows. My only grouch is that there isn't something radically unique about the feature list or in fact even the entire layout of the cabin of the Invicto. You sit inside, and unless you look at the Suzuki logo on the steering wheel, you won't really know that you're sitting in an all-new Maruti Premium MPV. The real test is out on the roads and how it is to drive. So let's get the Invicto moving. The Invicto comes with the same 2-liter petrol engine that does the duty inside the Innova HyCross, which translates to the same power output of 183 bhp and an engine-only torque of around 188 Newton meters. The total torque on offer is 203 Newton meters. What all of these numbers translate to in the real world is some great pulling power for a car that's, well, big and hefty. But even though the Invicto is big and hefty, it does drive quite similar to a conventional car. Now, that is a trait that has popularized the Innova for years and years, and well, the same trait is carried forward to the Invicto as well. The strong hybrid technology inside this car helps it really become a good mile muncher. So you get a tank full, and then chances are you'll really forget for a long time that this car also requires another tank full at some eventual time in the future. The officially claimed range is around 23.5 kmpl. In the real world, it should give you around 19 to 20 kmpl, and yes, you can extract the best mileage courtesy the drive modes here. So you have the economy, normal and sport mode. The EV mode in our test clearly showed that this car will run on just battery for up to 60 kmph, and then the engine kicks in. And really, when you really need to get a move along on open stretches of highways like this one, you can always press the button and engage the sport mode for a bit more fun. But these are the positive traits. But on the flip side, the suspension is a little too soft for my personal liking. So while that would be par for the course on most roads, the driver's seat and people in the passenger seats, and I've been on the seats in the front and in the middle as well, there is a little bit of a bounce even when you're not trying to hurry things up. And on patches that are, well, quite smooth, like the one we are on currently, you will, once you do notice, won't be able to negate the fact that, well, there's a bit of a shake when you are traveling inside the Invicto. Does Innova then finally have a very worthy successor, even if the successor is, well, for all practical purposes, its twin? Well, the Invicto may just have the answer. 3 variants, 4 color options, and pricing that for the moment is introductory and therefore slightly less than the Innova HyCross's pricing. Yes, the Invicto is the most expensive Maruti Suzuki car. Yes, it is the first premium MPV from the brand, and yes, it is a rebadged version of the Innova HyCross. But Maruti is dreaming big and looking to appeal to a very premium set of buyers, and is confident it will strike the right chord. But will it? That's for you to decide. What do you make of the car and our review? Do let us know. In this episode though, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching.